Runescape is a game with a lot of skills and, impressively, very little content. I mean, just look at all these fun skills. Firemaking, ooh, woodcutting. What sweet spinnings doth these enchantresses of pixel and fantasy have await for those bold enough to chase them? Yeah, a jack shit load of jack shit nothing. It's too bad, really. Part of the nice draw to RuneScape is that there is so many skills. It's very old school RPG in that way, but that doesn't mean that it is without some of its major issues and flaws. Personally, I'd like to see Jagex stop embarrassing themselves with shitty new skills and instead focus on retro updating all of the old ones. I don't want divination, I want mining and smithing to not be pathetic, outdated turds. So, today, we're going to waste a lot of good time by counting down some asshole's top 5 shitty RuneScape skills. To make this list, I'm going to be considering 3 things: the skill's practical use, the skill's cost versus its reward, and the general design concept and overall flair of the skill altogether. I'm not going to waste time in this video talking about what I would do to fix the skill or improve it or anything. I'm instead going to opt to just complain. With this said, let us begin. Number 5, Firemaking. Firemaking. What a stupid fucking skill. Well, actually, it may not have been so stupid if it had been designed better. Currently, the whole shtick of the skill is, well, lighting wood on fire, making fire. I guess at least it bills itself accurately. I can understand what the early Gower-fueled idea behind this skill was. That, as your little RuneScape dude fucked around the RuneScapey world, he would cut a tree down and turn it into a little fire and then kill some dude and take his wolf meat or whatever and cook it up, just like in Lord of the Rings and stuff. Well, okay, that's a cute idea and all, but it's nowhere near enough to make an entire 13 million experience skill out of. Firemaking has pretty much no real fucking use. While Jagex has tried to badly shoehorn in some bad excuses to level this skill up, it's just too little and it isn't really worth it at all. Firemaking sucks. It's boring. It's piddly. It's lame. Like, damn. Just imagine what your little dumbass RuneScape guy must be thinking as he just stands somewhere in the wilderness, throwing logs onto a fucking fire for hours and hours on end like a fucking idiot. I think there's potential for a skill about crafting different fires and controlling the flames and all that. They play around with it a little, but it needs to be changed. The primary method of leveling it is fucking terrible, and the implications and uses for it are damn near non-existent. Firemaking is the perfect example of a bad RuneScape skill. The training is shit, the use of this skill is shit, the potential of this skill is massively underutilized, and for fuck's sake, seriously, what kind of dumb asshole sits in a single spot tossing wood onto a fire for 10 hours at a time? Tell me that. Who? Who does it? Who? Anybody? Who does? No? Yeah, okay. Firemaking was a skill made up over a decade ago, during a time when the Gowers had no idea that their little project would ever get so big or impactful. So it's understandable that its core design is short-sighted and not very good. But the problem is that they have never updated it. They've just left it in a shitty state for years on end. Surely, however, this couldn't be the case for any of the other skills, right? Jagex isn't that lazy, right? Number 4, woodcutting. What is the fucking point of woodcutting? Like, what's the point? Ignoring that this skill makes little sense in the first place, like, if I know how to cut down one tree with an axe, I know how to cut down every tree with an axe. You might as well get 200 million experience for the first fucking shrub you snip down. Woodcutting is pretty much a lot like firemaking. Gower was sitting in his sex basement one day and thought what a neat idea it would be if you could cut down trees and use their logs to craft little fires. Again, cute idea, but after the year 2001 has come and passed, woodcutting demands a little more content. See, you have 2 types of super old skills in RuneScape. You have skills like Prayer or Herb Lore, who have been outfitted with updated design philosophies. They became much quicker to train, much more impactful on gameplay. They might still be shit because they're RuneScape skills, but they changed and adapted.
Help!
Woodcutting is a lazy, fat prick who has just been sitting on his chunky ass since 2002, sipping cheap beer and cursing at his wife. He doesn't do shit. He's the same motherfucker today that he was over a decade ago. Like, yeah, look at this, sitting in the woods all day like a creepy retard cutting down trees. You could be fighting dragons and saving princesses, but you're in the woods, cutting down trees all day. Number 3, Hunter. Oh yeah, here we go, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, baby, here we go, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. We have officially upgraded from clicking on rocks and trees and fires like a fucking idiot to clicking on traps and holes and more rocks like fucking idiots. Hunter is one of the last, perhaps even the last if I'm not mistaken, skill that Andrew White Power Gower designed before he transcended time and reality to live with the moon people on planet Dicksucker. Hunter at least has the advantage of being decentish income at higher levels. I mean, with Firemaking, you literally burn profit away. It's a skill with no income at all. Woodcutting has profit, but the profit is shit and you're an idiot. Hunter just feels like, God, in some way, I think the Gowers are fucking genius. Like, 3 pasty British dudes in their mom's house made the worst game ever, pretty much by themselves. I mean, look at all this shit they did by themselves. Hundreds of music tracks, thousands of 3-dimensional models. I mean, in a lot of ways, the Gowers are heroes of indie game developers and really inspirational. And in a lot of ways, they're assholes. Hunter is a good example of why they are assholes. In like 10 years of developing RuneScape, the Gowers apparently didn't learn shit. The pinnacle, the fucking peak, the end, the swan song, the culmination of all that they had made and all that they had done came to fucking Hunter. God, this sucks my dick. This is bad. Oh my God, kill me. What am I doing here? Why am I doing this? These rat things are right fucking there. What am I doing? I could just step on them if I wanted them so bad. Oh God, get in the fucking trap, you cum-guzzling rat thing. Jesus, fuck Hunter. This sucks. God, moving on. Fuck.
Time to die.
Number 2. Summoning and Dungeoneering. You know how my brain started bleeding when I talked about Hunter? Yeah, well, take Hunter and magnify it by 300 times, and you will have Summoning and Dungeoneering. I put these two together because they're, in my mind, the start of the new RuneScape skills, breaking off of the old ways and trying something really new and unique. Summoning is fucking horrible. A cool idea, I guess. Summoning mythical monsters to do your bidding or possibly to have sex with, and its rewards are pretty nice. The pack animals like the yak and the combat monsters like the golems are really powerful boons. They're worth having. If summoning was made back in 2003, I wouldn't call it such a turd of a skill, but it wasn't made back in 2003. When summoning came out, Jagex treated it like, ooh, the new skill is here, bitches. Time to get your summon on. And what do? We sit here making pouches. Yeah, pouches. What am I, some underpaid fucking sweatshop worker? Fuck pouches. Jagex has commented that they want to make training summoning more, about summoning. Well, saying isn't doing. Summoning was an epic concept for a skill, and it just got kind of wasted by being afflicted by the same stupid, shitty design flaws every other skill of the game.
Oops.
Summoning was an epic concept for a skill, and it just kind of got wasted by being afflicted by the same stupid, shitty design flaws every other skill in the game suffered from. Dungeoneering, oh God, Dungeoneering, oh God, how did Jagex take the concept, the basic concept, of adventuring around the world and traversing through different dungeons to fight monsters and get loot and experience, and turn it into this? Truth all told, I don't think dungeoneering is really a bad skill. In fact, I think it's actually sort of decent. What it needs, however, is to not be totally fucking forgotten about and neglected. Dungeoneering is the perfect example of Jagex just tossing content into the game and then leaving it there. Dungeoneering is kind of fun for the first hour or two you do it, but once you've seen every puzzle and encountered every boss, like, how did they take the time-tested tradition of MMO dungeons and fucking rape it into this? I'd rather spelunk into my own asshole than do dungeoneering for longer than 15 minutes. Fuck you, dungeoneering, you stupid asshole. Ugh. Number 1, agility. Oh my goodness. We are hitting event fucking horizon on this one, people. I could have made this longer. I could have talked about more than 5 skills, because truly every skill in RuneScape, including the 2 new ones, Divination and Invention, are riddled with problems. I could make an hour-long video and still not say half of what needs to be said for this game and its skills, but wow. When it comes to agility, what do I even say? What do I even tell you? You know how I said there was at least something good, if not particularly worth it, to all the other skills I've talked about? Something redeeming in some fucking shape or form? Well, agility ain't fucking like that. No, ma'am. Agility fucking laughs at your pathetic concept of gaining benefit for time investment. Agility can't sexually arouse itself without at least 10 minutes of screaming and cutting something. And you know how every skill has its issues? Yeah, agility has those too. That is to say, agility has everything wrong with it. It is by and far the absolute worst fucking skill in this game. There is nothing redeeming to it. So what's the problem? Huh? What's the problem? What's the fucking problem, motherfucker? Did you not hear me? This skill is fucking horrible. Let's go over it a bit. The idea behind it is cute enough, if only at first glance. There are various little shortcuts scattered around the world that you can use, providing you possess the correct agility level, in order to quite literally shortcut through a path. The primary method of training agility is by going through what are known as agility obstacle courses, where you basically click through like a shitbrain and perform repetitive tasks. Simple enough, right? Well, the experience rates are they're just fucking horrible. On top of being click intensive and soul draining as hell, agility provides absolutely zero monetary benefit. The draws of agility are, of course, the aforementioned shortcuts, and your run energy will drain slightly slower. Useful enough, you might think, but let's review some of these shortcuts. Take, for instance, this one. It requires 81 agility to cross this gap. Fair enough. But how long does it take to cross this gap the long way? Let's find out. About 35 seconds. Alright, so how much time will you spend on getting that 81 agility? Well, let's be as fucking generous as possible. Assuming that you're doing the Elf City, which isn't even accessible until 75 agility course perfectly without missing a beat, the maximum experience you can gain is 110,000 per hour. It takes nearly 2,200,000 experience to go from 1 to 81 agility. This means you'll spend roughly 20 fucking hours getting 81 agility. In reality, of course, it would be far closer to between 45 and 60 hours. At 20 hours of investment, you'd have to run around that shortcut almost 600 times to make up for the fucking investment. Holy shit. And that's what's what. Agility not only takes unfathomably fucking long periods of time to train, but it's all pointless. You will never, ever save any time taking shortcuts because the cold fact of the matter is that you will never use these shortcuts enough times to make up for the time you spent training agility. It is a complete farce and failure of a skill. Jagex has said they want to rework it, but guess what? Saying isn't doing. There is no reason to train agility. Even stopping to rest when your run energy gets low is literally going to save you time versus training this skill. It is fucking terrible. And that's really it, folks. All of these skills, and essentially every other single skill I didn't mention, all suffer from pretty much the same problem. They lack enough content to stand on their own, are terribly grindy, and almost always don't even give you rewards to justify the undertaking. Jagex's response is classically to just ignore the problem and add more shitty skills because, yeah, that's a fucking solid plan, right? It's frustrating, vexing even. I look at Turdscape and I truly do, underneath everything, see a game that has potential. It could be the simple, quirky little MMO you play when you don't have enough time to invest in games like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy whatever, or any of those games. If RuneScape were just some garbage like MapleStory or Gaia or whatever dime a dozen grind-centric Korean MMO you could think of, I wouldn't even care. But man, I don't know. There's just a quaint charm to it that I've never seen emulated in any other game. It's a fucking shame some of the creativity and world building in the game go to essential waste just because it was built on some very poor and short-sighted design philosophies that were never fucking changed upon. So, that's my opinion. What's yours? Share it in the comments below so I can never read it and dismiss your existence entirely. Thanks for watching and have fun.